Hi guys, Ragnarok Gemini here. Bringing you a Madolche deck profile. So let's jump right into that. I run 3 Angelis because she gives you plays with Hookake where you banish her from the grave to special summon Messengelato, and then you get Messengelato's effect to add a Madolche spell or trap. Um, Then I run 3 Messengelato. Most people only run 2, but I find that using 3 is a lot easier to do. Especially if you're playing double summon in the deck, then I think you should run 3. 1 Chevalier, while he's on the field, he's the only Madolche your opponent can attack. Then for the level 3s, I run 3 Hookake. He's the one that banishes from grave to special summon from the deck, which you usually do that to banish Angeli, and Gelato, said earlier. I run 2 Muleful, or Cat. This allows you to special summon when he is normal summoned. Of course, the special summon monster stays on the field. It does not go back to the deck or hand. It sucks that Cat's attack is only at 500 and only at 1,000 while Chateau's on field, but you kind of want him in the hand for you to normal summon him and then special summon. Then the only level 5 that I play is 1 Pudding Cess. She has an interesting effect. She only has 1,000 attack, but she boosts herself while you have no monsters in grave by 800, and then Chateau will bring her to, I believe, 32, 33? Yeah, I believe 33. Next up for the spells is 3 Chateau. Some people only run 2, but I find it necessary to run 3 because now we have Twin Twisters in the format, which can get really annoying, so I would rather run 3. 2 Ticket. I only run 2 Ticket because 3's too cloggy, and with Tiramisu you don't have to shuffle back just monsters. It can also be Ticket and Chateau if you need them back, like if they're all gone. Um, Next up, I run 1 Upstart Goblin because the deck lacks draw power, because the only thing that you do for adding is Messengelato's effect and Ticket. 2 Double Summon. This deck it's worthy of pulling off OTKs depending on what your opponent has on the field. Like if they only have 2 cards on the field and you can get out 2 Tiramisus, you can possibly pull off the OTK. 2 Dark Hole, I'm thinking about putting in Regeki for one of them, but because the Madolches, all their effects, if they're destroyed by battle card effect, they'll go back to the deck. But if you got Chateau, they can go back to your hand, and then you can get an ad with Ticket. 2 MSTs. I would put in Twin Twister if I had it, because then that would give you another play for Hookake's effect. But until then, keeping in MST. 1 Terraforming to add Chateau. You don't need 3 to add them because Messengelato can add Chateau or Ticket. So 1 Rhoda to add one of the warriors, which is Chevalier, Messengelato, or if you run any of the TGs, like Striker, or if you run Spell Striker, which I do. 2 Palooza, Madolche Palooza. This allows you to special summon a horde of Messengelatos, or not Messengelato, a horde of Madolches, but you usually want to special summon the level 4s like Messengelato, which this also helps you pull off the OTK.
Well, only 2 though.
3 you got too cloggy. It can become a dead draw, so you only really want to draw 1 in your opening hand and then add 1 with Messengelato. 3 Mirror Force. I was honestly thinking about running Quaking, That seemed really good. Because then with Tiramisu you can just shuffle back monsters that your opponent controls. But 2 Fiendish Chain, only 2, 3 got Cloggy. Because you really want the monsters in hand, that's all you really want. 1 Bottomless to get an opponent's monster off field. Of course, will banish it, so it's pretty good to stop some decks like Cosmo or Mermail. Next up, we have Draw Power for this deck, actually. It's not a Madolche, but it is card D. Only 2, never 3. The problem with card D is that you have to set everything before activating his effect, so that's why you run double summon to possibly summon card D and Angeli, or if you got Angeli and Mewful, you'll normal summon Mewful, special summon Angeli, and then Angeli's effect to tribute, and then you can get Tiramisu and Lavier on field, along with the draw 2 during the end phase. 1 PG Striker, I'm thinking about bringing it to 2. I don't know, because you can use Synchros for the deck, because then that gives you more plays with Hoot Cake, but I don't really know if I want to do that or not. Last up, Spell Striker. You can add him with Rhoda, and then banish Rhoda to special summon him to get a Synchro play or an XYZ play, but he's pretty good.
So what card? So I know a card that hurts the deck really bad.
What's that?
Flying Sea.
Somewhat. Yes and no. You don't really need the XYZs to win as long as you have Chateau on field. Next up for the extra deck. I run 3 Tiramisu. Most people only run 2 because then she can recycle herself if she's in the grave. But with all the stuff that we have with the strikes nowadays, I run 3. 3 is perfect for me. 1 Chocolate Mode. I run her because she's got 2,500 attack, 3k with Chateau on field, and she can send back a Madolche from grave to deck, or she can recycle Tiramisu. So it's pretty good. 1 Fairy King. I'm not going to say the rest of his name because that's way too hard to say.
Fairy King Elverditch.
I don't know.
Fairy King Elverdict.
Yeah.
Elverditch. Yeah.
He's got a nice effect where you detach to make your opponent's monsters lose, I believe it's attack and defense? Yes, attack and defense. But they have to be non-earth. So it's pretty good. 1 Utopia. I was actually thinking about running the lightning play, but I don't have a lightning. So just Utopia for now. On to the rank 3s. Lavier, he helped you bring out Tiramisu in 1 turn, so that's pretty good. Helps out a lot with bringing back Angeli. Next up is Wind Up His Enemies. He has a great effect where if he's destroyed by anything, all you do is detach to save him, and then during the end phase, if that effect was activated, you destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Next, on to the Synchros. Vulcan the Divine. He's a good level 6, can return stuff back to the hand, very good, plus he's a 2k beater. Natura Barkion,
Naturia.
or no, Naturia, whatever. If your opponent activates a trap card, banish 2 from grave to negate it and destroy it. Natura Beast, negates spell cards, just mill 2 to negate whatever. Brings out Hoot Cake, play is pretty good. Powered in Zektron, pretty good 25k beater, and when he's synchro summoned, he protects himself for the turn. Armades, Keeper of the Boundaries, pretty good because then your opponent can't do anything like Mirror Force, Quaking, or Drowning if you attack with him. So usually if you got him on field, you always want to attack with him first. Alley of Justice Canister, pretty good because he may only be 22k beater, but his effect is pretty good. If he battles a non-dark, it's immediately destroyed, no battle damage is taken. That is it for the extra deck. Now onto the side deck. 2 Maxis, like I said, the deck lacks some draw power, but if your opponent special summons a lot, you always want to side in the Maxis because it's pretty good.
She's good against mirror matches, Cosmos, BA, just about anything.
Yes.
Even Monarchs, they special summon with Aether.
2 Effect Valor to stop a lot of, like, most decks. Can chain the Cosmos, pretty good. Hand Trap, yeah. Tuner could use for synchro summons, but not really necessary. 1 spell in my side deck for now, Forbidden Lance. It'll protect your monsters by, well, your monster that you target with it by, from spell or traps, but it loses 800 attack, so, which is very sad. But at least, I believe you can chain it to Bottomless Trap Hole to save your monster. Next up for traps, 2 wiretaps, send traps that your opponent activates back to their deck. Pretty good against the mirror forces, just because you want to have monsters on board. Last but not least, 2 trap stun, to stop all traps with turn. Pretty useful, so your opponent can't mirror force, like I said. Very useful. I was also thinking about adding Dokage or whatever. I'm butchering the name, I know I am. But the guy that special summons from hand.
Tragodia?
Yeah, Tragodia. And he gains attack. He's pretty much, I believe it's either Ra or Slifer. Yeah, I believe it's Ra. Because he gains attack for every. No, Ra does life points. I forgot. I think it was a god card that does attack for defending. Well, anyway,
No.
he gains attack for every, how many cards you have in hand.
That's Slifer.
Yeah, Slifer. Yeah, that was.
He gains 1,000 for each card you have in hand.
I think Dokage only does it for like 300 or 800.
Tragodia is off the list.
Yeah, I know. Actually, do you have any?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. But that's it for the deck list, guys. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in the next video.